There's a lot to talk about here, and I'm actually a little nervous to make this video because I know as soon as I explain the details of how Southwest's customer of size policy works, there are going to be some upset people here.
And there's something outrageous about this that'll probably shock you. Welcome back to the JP React channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend, where we like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, and corruption of tyrants, shine the light of awareness on woke absurdities, and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters. Do you ever fly? Do you have a body? Does your body have a certain size, whether it's big, small, or somewhere in between? If so, you might find this interesting. So as you can see, this New York Post headline, Southwest Airlines is praised for customers of size policy. By the way, we all have a size. So what do you mean? Just say what you mean. Southwest praise for customers of size policy that allows overweight flyers to purchase one seat and get another complimentary because their body size just needs more than the space of one seat. I'll show you something very surprising and pretty, I would dare say, maybe unjust about this in just a second. But first, let's just hear from a frequent flyer about how this is going to work.
Customer of size policy works. There are going to be some upset people here. So I think my best approach is to just stick to the facts, leave opinion out of it, and tell you how the policy works. Southwest actually offers two different ways to get a free extra seat if you need one because of your body size. Option one, pay for 2 seats up front just to reserve 2 seats for you on the plane. And then once your trip is over, call Southwest's customer service number and they'll refund you for that extra seat, even if the flight was full. Option two.
These are the boring facts, but we got to create context here, people.
Just buy one ticket and then go to the airport when it's time for your flight. At the gate, let the agent know that you need an extra seat because of your size.
Okay, those are the facts. We're going to hear from another plus-size traveler with rather entitled demands in just a second. It'll be fun to take a look at. But first, a specific part of this policy that I think it's the most outrageous part of it. Back to the New York Times article. First paragraph, blah, 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 which allows overweight passengers to request a complimentary seat and forces the flight staff to accommodate larger flyers. And here's where the plot gets controversial. Even if that means kicking others with tickets off of the flight. This is, to me, really the only problem I have with this new Southwest policy, trying to make everyone happy, which typically means you're going to piss off somebody, if not most people. So that means, someone who purchased one ticket and their body is of bigger size, where because of physics, they need more than one seat. They purchased a ticket, you purchased your ticket because they actually need 2 seats, which they're not going to pay for. They're just going to pay for one. Southwest may just take your ticket away from you that you purchased, and you have plans to go wherever you're going. You ain't going to get there anymore, at least not on Southwest, if they decide to take your ticket so that someone else can have your seat. The idea of an airline deciding like, hey, if you need more than one seat, instead of making you buy 2 tickets if you want to fly with us, then no, we're just going to give you an extra seat. I have no problem with that. It's a free market. This doesn't work. Most likely the airline will adjust the policy and not do it, but maybe it'll be good for them. Maybe they'll get more travelers buying one ticket, needing 2 seats. I don't know. It's a free market. Businesses are free to do as they choose. Bud Light is more than welcome to have Dylan Mulvaney be their spokesman, whether it works out for them or not. Who cares? It's just free market. The free market's going to decide. Could you imagine walking to a restaurant and saying dude, I have an abnormally large appetite. So the normal portions that you provide, I'm just going to need more than that because I have a plus size appetite. But no, I don't want to pay for it. What irks me, aside from my ticket could be taken away from me to accommodate this policy. Aside from that, the only thing that irks me about this is the entitlement that some people have. Not all people, but there's a certain person who's got a notable plus size travel vlog on TikTok that I would dare say is less than humble, less than gracious, less than pleasant, and more so expressing narcissism within the context of being a plus size traveler?
I'm on a mission to revolutionize the travel industry and make it a more accessible, accepting, accommodating place for all. The needs of plus-size travelers matter just as much as anybody else, and today I'm going to cover what we are looking for in accessible, size-inclusive hotel amenities.
I like that. By the way, she does stuff on airplanes, but now we're talking about size-inclusive hotel amenities. Worth listening to.
Size-inclusive hotel amenities are crucial for ensuring that plus-size travelers feel welcomed, accommodated, and comfortable during their stay. We deserve an environment that respects our needs and body diversity.
Body diversity, I have never heard that before, but that is brilliant.
These are the exact steps that hotels can take to be more size-inclusive and accessible for travelers of all sizes. Number 1 on the list, provide sturdy, wider chairs without armrests. Cool,
sturdy, wider chairs without armrests. Like, how inclusive is that to people with arms, though, that want to rest their arms? Again, like, the only reason why I'm skewering this, it's not because of her body size whatsoever. It's like, cool, you be you. I've got no problem with that. But the entitlement and narcissism that's somewhat barely disguised as equality activism, which, by the way, equality activism, that's where we see so much narcissism expressed. That's what I'm pointing out here.
In guest rooms, lobbies, and common areas to accommodate different body sizes and types. Number 2 on the list, ensure beds with strong support and a higher weight capacity.
By the way, the elevators, like, have bigger elevators. Do you know how many millions of dollars that would take for, a hotel chain to, like, hey, we got to tear out our elevators, do millions of dollars of deconstruction, make the elevator shafts bigger, then have bigger elevators in there. Just the idea of, I'm not going to pay for it, but I demand you spend millions of dollars to accommodate me. No matter what the accommodations I'm trying to demand, it is freaking ridiculous. Entitlement is ridiculous.
Along with providing reinforced chairs and wider bathroom facilities. Number 3, make elevators and hallways spacious to allow for easy movement of larger individuals and those utilizing mobility devices. Number 4, install grab bars in showers and near toilets. Offer adjustable handheld shower heads and raised toilet seats for added accessibility. Number 5, train staff to be
It's like you want a stand-up toilet seat. Why even have the seat? Just have a hole in the ground. That would be very accessible.
Respectful, understanding, and accommodating to travelers of all sizes. Number 6, provide pool lifts and handrails at the entry of the pool. This will allow for plus-size guests and guests with different abilities to enjoy all amenities. Number 7, hotel restaurants should have roomy seating options and sturdy chairs, ensuring that everybody can dine comfortably.
Yeah, most restaurants specialize in having fragile chairs that are probably going to break. You're like, alrighty, chair's pretty darn sturdy. But here's what my guess is that this person isn't thinking about, because they're probably mostly just used to a self-centered perspective, because that's what narcissism does. It's focusing on yourself while ignoring the needs of others. This person probably hasn't considered there are a lot of different genres of people that have different desires and different needs. And if a hotel chain, if an airline company was trying to, let alone forced, to accommodate like 100 different people's needs and demands, it would be impossible for them to operate. Okay, we need plus size this, and well, then there's midgets, we need like miniature that. There's people with claustrophobia. So you know what? I need an arena size airplane. Like this kind of small tube, I feel a little claustrophobic in it. So I need like a 100-yard wide airplane vessel. That's what I need. And then like I'm a ginger, so my skin's very sensitive to the sun. So I need a airplane with no windows. So like, let's just, and then other people, they feel scared in the dark, so they need an airplane with more windows. Just accommodate all that at the same time. But the world I live in is a business offers what they offer. If you want it, buy it. If it doesn't work for you, don't buy it. And here is that same plus-size travel vlogger, J Bay Official, with more on travel.
People ask me if I purchase seats when flying. They say it's not fair to the person who has to sit next to me if I don't. When I tell them I do, they say I'm selfish for taking a seat from another. The fact of the matter is that people can't stand to see fat people happy. So why should we?
I don't know about that. Like that might just be a little bit of a victim mentality. Her perspective, people can't stand to see fat people happy. I'm not one of those. Like I love to see fat people happy. I love to see skinny people happy. I love to see humans happy.
We care what they think.
And here we have a little bit more entitlement.
So you want to hear my hot take on plus size travel and why I think every plus size traveler should get a free second and even third seat on an airplane?
See, that's the demand. Why I think every plus size traveler should get a second seat, if not a third seat. That's a demand. It's not even a request. It's a demand. And man, that doesn't feel like good energy to abide by to me.
Then you better keep watching and sign my petition to make some real change.
By the way, that petition making real change, 226 people have signed. I don't know if that's going to create real change, but Southwest did just announce this new policy. I don't know if she had anything to do with it. So maybe those were 226 very powerful signatures.
Let's just state facts. Plus size travelers need more space. And many people agree that plane seats are too small, even for the average size person. As a plus size traveler myself, I know how uncomfortable and unsafe it can be to squeeze into a tiny airplane seat. We are not asking for special treatment or luxury accommodations.
She's literally asking for special treatment. So give me 2 extra seats. I want 3 seats while only paying for 1. That is literally asking for special treatment. So just like acknowledge, I'm asking for special treatment, not even asking for it. I'm demanding it. Here's my petition.
We simply want enough space to travel comfortably and safely without...
By the way, I have never been on an airplane where I was traveling comfortably. And I'm like 190 pounds, so I'm kind of with her on that. Like I demand, like just re-engineer these airplanes, on your own dime. Like I'm just here giving out the demands. You're the one that has to carry them out. Re-engineer this airplane so it's much bigger so I can travel comfortably for the first time. Nobody in history on commercial airlines has ever traveled comfortably, no matter what your body size is. So just get that out there.
Fear of being discriminated against because of our size. It's truly that simple. If you agree that every traveler deserves to fly comfortably and without fear of discrimination, then go ahead and please sign my petition and share it with everybody that you know. Let's work together to make air travel more inclusive and accommodating for everyone.
And on the topic of Southwest announcing this new policy of if you're overweight enough that you need 2 seats, you get a second seat for free, which one of those seats, the ticket might be yanked away from someone else who purchased the ticket. Let's hear from one more plus size traveler with something to say.
I have to travel tomorrow on a plane, and I'm having a little bit of anxiety about it because I'm large, and planes are very fatphobic.
Fact check, are planes fatphobic? So phobic it's a word that basically means fear. And fear is an emotion. So what world do we live in where we believe airplanes have emotion? I'd like to see the racist airplanes. I'd like to see the kind, empathetic airplanes. The airplane that's fatphobic. I don't know, the airplane that's gingerphobic. Is it? Or is it just an airplane? And are you just playing the role of the victim, saying this inanimate object has negative feelings against you? I don't know. I'm just here asking questions.
And sometimes you sit next to somebody that doesn't want to sit by you, and the seatbelt doesn't fit.
By the way, if you're ever next to me on an airplane, whether you're small or big, I guarantee I don't want to sit next to you. I want all the seats to myself, honestly.
And I don't have an extender, so I have to ask for one.
Self-responsibility.
And your hips hit the sides of all the seats, and yeah, it's going to be fine. But I just wanted to say this out loud to validate if anybody else feels this way. I know other people do. But this is just me being like, why are planes like that?
It's because they're literally built that way. So I bring all this up in the wake of the Southwest announcement news, not at all to make fun of people with bigger body sizes. To me, there's nothing funny about that. It is to point out the entitlement and narcissism that some in these videos that we've seen have. I think that needs to be pointed out, because when we start catering to energy and narcissism through policy and regulation, things get very degenerated. We've seen that over and over in our country, and I don't support it. So I can very much empathize to what it might be like to have a body size that's uncomfortable to be on in an airplane, the emotions. The best way I can relate to that is a couple years ago, I blew my knee out and had surgery, and I was on crutches, couldn't bend my leg. And it was so uncomfortable getting around the airport, getting on airplanes, and literally not knowing is like the seat configuration. My leg has to be straight. It literally can't bend. Will I even be able to fit on this? And, the self-consciousness of inconveniencing other people as I accidentally whack them in the face with my crutches and I can't put them up there. Can you do that for me? That felt uncomfortable to me. Yet I did it. So I could imagine that might be some of these people's everyday experience on airplanes. So I absolutely can empathize with that. But what I can't empathize with is, no matter who you are, a sense of entitlement, demand, and narcissism that you project onto other people, trying to accommodate you at the expense of themselves. Make airplanes comfy for everyone, which means we got to invent new airplanes. But don't worry, if we say it loud enough and demand it hard enough, we'll make them do it. So will this work for Southwest, their new policy? Man, I think it's great they're trying it. It's a free market, and the market will decide whether or not it works well for them. With that said, my beautiful freedom-loving friend, thank you for taking a look at this video. I look forward to seeing you on our next one. But before that, here's a special word. Feeling overwhelmed this holiday season? I get it. The demands of November and December, holiday preparations, gift shopping, end-of-year tasks, family get-togethers with blue-haired relatives can all be a relentless source of stress. Well, breathe easy, my friend, because Stress Guardian is here to help. It's the latest breakthrough from Bioptimizers, the geniuses behind Magnesium Breakthrough. This beauty is packed with 14 adaptogenic herbs that help you regulate your stress naturally, which grants you control over your holiday stress. With daily use, Stress Guardian becomes your personal shield against holiday tension, helping you enhance both your physical and mental well-being. There's no debate about it. Stress can be the biggest dagger in the heart of your health, well-being, and the quality of your life. But you can take back control, and instead of just trying to survive life in the holiday season, Stress Guardian helps you thrive. To take back control and get a head start on your holiday stress, visit stressguardian.com/JPReacts, and please use the promo code JPReacts10 to get 10% off your first order. And get this, Bioptimizers offers you a risk-free 365-day money-back guarantee. Nobody else does that, but Bioptimizers is so confident in their products that they're the ones that do. Discover the secret to peace on earth this holiday season with Stress Guardian.